house right there. Defense. I mean, we didn't play any defense the 2 games in Phoenix. And tonight, to hold them to 102 on 43 from the field. We shut down the 3-point line tonight. That hurt us in Game 4. And because we defended and because we rebounded, we got 31 fast break points. And that's who we are. And when we're not running and we're not defending, we're going nowhere. And that's what we have to do Game 6 in a couple of nights if we're going to try to close this series out. The defense has to be great. The rebounding has to be on point, and then get out and run and attack before they can get set.
Coach, Book and KD still had nice nights, but not as big as they were in Phoenix. What specifically did y'all do differently, if anything?
We took the challenge. I felt, KCP was the defensive player of the game, and I just felt he set the tone early on tonight. Booker's a hell of a player. He has a respect for everybody in that locker room. But when you're playing against a great player, you got to get under their skin. You got to get into them. You got to make them feel you. And I felt Bruce, KCP, all of our guys did a really good job tonight of just trying to get back to playing like we played in Games 1 and 2. And we haven't lost at home yet. And the defense tonight, like it was in Game 1 and 2, was outstanding. And that's why we're able to retake control of this series.
What was it that allowed Jamal to? It seemed like he really sort of turned his night around from halftime on. Obviously really good in the third quarter and in that sort of put-away stretch.
Last 2 games, Jamal's got 13 assists, 2 turnovers. So I think when everybody in this room and most of our fans think of Jamal, they think of him as a scorer. And he can score. He can score with the best of them. But sometimes the game dictates that you may need to be a playmaker. You may need to find the open man and make somebody else better. And I think he's done a really good job of that these last 2 games. But it's really hard to keep him down. I mean, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Just a really productive night for Jamal Murray. And sorry, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll
finish later.
Full court. I apologize. Was picking Booker up full court. I'm just curious how that decision came to be and if you felt like it had an impact tonight.
Yeah, we, when we have our film sessions, this is not 1980s, like Bob Knight, Indiana, like where it's just like I'm telling our players. It's interactive. It's players taking ownership. What do you see? What can we do better? This is what I see. You're out there. I learned a long time ago from my father. You got to learn from the players as well. They're the ones on the court. They're the ones that feel it. And one of the things that came up in our film session is we're letting Devin Booker just walk the ball up every time, play double drag, get to a spot, and beat us. So, let's be, an irritant. Let's be a team or a player that can just try to make him have to work that much harder by picking him up in the backcourt, by turning him, by frustrating him, maybe. It beats the alternative of letting him come down and just score 37 points on 64 from the field, which is what he was shooting coming into tonight. So when you're playing great players, you have to have great player defense, and he definitely deserves that attention.
Can you speak on Bruce Brown and him stirring the pot and getting in the Suns huddle there?
Well, I thought more than that, that would be just demeaning Bruce's overall impact tonight. I thought Bruce was outstanding. Aside from what happened with their impromptu timeout on that sideline. I mean, Bruce Brown in 27 minutes, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 9 of 10 from the foul line, playing downhill, playing to the rim, playing in attack mode. And that's when Bruce is at his best. We met as a staff today, and we were talking about how, we need somebody step up like Lonnie Walker did for the Lakers last night. We need somebody to step up like Landry Shamet did for the Suns in Game 4. And Michael Porter got us going tonight. I thought Michael Porter's first quarter was a huge boost to our team and got us off to a great start. But I felt off the bench, where our bench only gave us 11 points in Game 4, of the Bruce's productivity and aggression and toughness were much needed.
Coach, got the team going with 13 fast break points in that first quarter. Such an important thing at home, taking advantage of the altitude. How much do you think the pace of the game this time around really benefited you guys?
Well, once again, it benefited us because we got stops. We weren't able to generate that pace of play, that transition attack in Phoenix, because we just felt like we were taking the ball out of the net every damn time. And so when you can hold a team to 43 from the field and 33 from the three-point line, there's a lot of misses to be had. And now you can get out and attack and run. But we talked about it when the regular season ended. We talked about it going into Minnesota and into Phoenix, how we are a running team. And when we defend, rebound, and run, that's when we are at our best. And to do it in front of a great crowd, just allows us to kind of turn our team and this arena up a couple of notches. And it was really fun to be in that arena tonight with the home court advantage that we have.
Mike, you mentioned, before, kind of early on in your career here, that you're talking about the crowd. You're looking up before games and kind of wondering where some people are. And now you guys are 6-0 at home, and you mentioned what this crowd does. You guys have an average margin of victory of 14 points in these home games. What is your reflection of just how far along that's come with this arena and what the crowd is like here?
Well, I remember after my first season here, I met with some of the business folks talking about how we can get more people in the building. And, as much as you'd love for people to show up before you win, they were saying, Coach, the people that live in Denver, most of them are not native to this area. It's a transient city, people from all over. So you got to earn their fandom, and you got to build a winner. And, I go back to year 1, year 2, year 3, and then year 4 when we finally broke through, and game 1 against the Spurs. And I get goosebumps every time I think about it because this place was unbelievable. And since that point in time, man, it's only gotten better. So a huge shout out to our fans, because I think they've appreciated the product, the winning, the style of play, who our players are, how we play, an unselfish brand of basketball. And nobody's won more games in the West in the last 5 seasons than us. And the fans have a lot to do with that. So we appreciate that. And we need even more moving forward.
Michael, Nikola passed Will Chamberlain tonight for most triple-doubles by a center. Yeah, in playoff existence.
He's making a habit of this. Must be stat padding.
Whether it's 53 points or a triple-double, just how the various ways, the variety of ways he can carve up a defense tonight seemed like you got it in a different way.
Well, what you love about Nikola is, I learned back at St. Agnes CYO, the defense tells you what to do. And Nikola never forces anything. I mean, he's a guy that literally will just read the game and take what the game offers. And, in this series, everyone's talking about Devin Booker, rightfully so. The performances he's put on in the first round against the Clippers and against us, they've been, just spectacular. But I think sometimes we maybe take Nikola Jokic for granted, because what he is doing is just incredible. Every single night, as you mentioned, I think now he has, 10 triple-doubles in the playoffs, passing Will Chamberlain, who had 9, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal, and he makes everyone around him better. Never gets rattled, cool hand Luke, and, we're just so thankful that, he's a Denver Nugget and have the relationship in the 8 years together that I had with him. It's been a really fun ride with him.
Last one, too.
Close it out.
Thank you.